You know what I think it's time for? To take on the role of somebody completely not us. That's what you do in an RPG, right? And every video game ever made. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with PS Vita at 2 a.m. coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. And make sure to leave me your thoughts and opinions on this topic down in the comment section, along with your personal choices. And also tell me if you think that your picks are better than mine, because they probably will be. RPGs. It's one of the genres that the Vita is best known for. And I'm assuming since you clicked on this video, you too are into them, or you just want to hear bad jokes. Regardless of the reason you're watching this video though, we're going to be talking about a video that is dedicated to everything RPG. So I think we've dilly-dallied enough. Game numero uno on our list is The Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel. You know, until right now, I never realized just how long this game title is. How could you not? It's completely obvious. I don't know. So in this game, you take on the role of first-year Ren Schweizer, who learns he's been selected to join the controversial Class 7. And I guess you can boil everything down in this game as far as its storyline goes as political, but it's one that you can actually stomach. It's not one that shoves down politicalness down your throat like certain Final Fantasy games out there, shall we say. And of course, it's up to you to safeguard your country from chaos. And not chaos as in there's a person named Chaos, just, you know, death and destruction. Mostly death. And the only way we can accomplish this is by having a turn-based RPG. I can't think of a better way. Featuring a combat link system, which lets you take advantage in combat by bonding with your allies in the form of a social link sort of deal a la Persona. Now that's waifu-licious, or it would be if you could actually date them. And will give you various benefits in combat such as healing, guarding, and more. With solid voice acting and likable characters, this is definitely one of the Vita's finest RPGs on the platform. Has good customization too. Oh, and I just have to stress again, waifus. But a game with arguably even better waifus is Sword Art Online Hollow Realization. I think I may have just started a flame war in the comment section by saying that. Honestly, choosing a Sword Art Online game for the PS Vita is a little bit difficult just because there's so many on the platform. Heck, there's even a crossover with XL World. And my fanboyism absolutely loves that. So this was a little bit tricky. So why did I end up with this one? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Also too, I kinda like the story a little bit better than the others. So we're gonna go with that. In this game, you take on the role, unsurprisingly, as Kirito, as he meets a mysterious NPC and receives a cryptic message. This game is definitely not the same as the one he escaped years ago, but the gameplay is kind of similar, because this is Sword Art Online, of course. Hardcore fans of the SAO series will be happy to know that the creator of Sword Art Online supervised its storytelling, which is probably why I love it so much. Featuring a massive, expansive world with a stronger sense of adventure, and it feels like an MMORPG thanks to MMORPG-like interfaces with 16 character teams and fierce raid boss battles. Even though I think they kinda consider it a VR MMORPG in the actual anime, which might make things confusing, but I mean, if you've watched .hack, you probably get the whole drift. So in my personal opinion, this is my favorite of the series. And all thanks to Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. My next choice here goes to Shiren the Wanderer, and I wonder why I'm actually recommending this to you all because this game is so hard, but man, I love it. Adventure with Shiren the Wanderer and his sidekick, Koopa the Talking Ferret, through a world filled with cunning monsters, deadly traps, and countless treasures. Hey, he has a ferret as a sidekick. You just can't get more epic than that. Oh, and for any Danganronpa fans out there, just know that this game was developed and published by Spike Chunsoft. So already that should get your spider senses tingling. Let the fanboyism commence! And the nice thing that I love about this one is that no two adventures are the same as you explore mysterious dungeons that change each time you enter. Yep, they're randomly generated. And you have to learn strategies and skills to overcome what comes your way, because you never know what's next. But I'm pretty sure it's something evil. And it's basically up to Shiren the Wanderer to conquer the Tower of Fortune, all while wandering apparently, which is randomly generated. I don't know how it does that when you take consideration into real life, but hey, it can do it. So if you love dungeon crawlers like this that are randomly generated but have a pretty hard difficulty to it, then your appetite will be whetted with Shiren the Wanderer. That sounded kind of gross. Tales of Hearts R be next up, and this is one of the games that was most notable back in the heyday of the PS Vita for being an enhanced version of the popular Tales of Hearts on the Nintendo DS, which originally was only a Japanese release, but we got an English version that was exclusive to GameStop. Although, can someone in the comment section tell me, did that ever change, or is this still exclusively only in English on the Vita? I'd love to know. But does it live up to the hype from back then? Oh, you bet it does. So who do you take on the role of this one? His name is Core Meteor. Yeah, his last name is Meteor. I don't know. And he's your typical overzealous adventurer, and he happens to stumble across a mysterious tool that is used to harness the power in the form of a weapon, which I believe in this game is called Soma. Oh, and he happens to also come across a mysterious girl. Tell me if you haven't heard that one before. And oh boy, is the combat just as fun as ever, which is something we expect to come from the Tales series. My biggest gripe about this game is that I would say that the cast of characters, it's not my favorite, let's just say that. I found some of them to be a little bit on the bland side. And dare I say, cliche, though I love the Japanese voice acting in this. And if you love storylines, you will in particularly love this game because oh boy is there ever a lot of it. And I mean that in the best way possible. Fantastic storyline here. And like with any Tales game, the mix of real-time and tactical combat makes it both accessible and rewarding at the same time. This is a Vita game you will most assuredly get sucked into, if you can look past the stereotype characters. Alright, we're gonna start off this next one with James apologizing to you all, because quite frankly, I have no idea what the source material is regarding this next Vita title. It's just a random PS Vita game that I got for Christmas one day, and yeah, I can only just judge it on what I played. So this is Yuki Yuna, and from what I can gather, it's some sort of magical girl game, I think? But it's also an RPG, a hack and slash real-time action RPG, where you take on a cast of one of the 5 girls to, I'm assuming, save the world or something like that. But the reason I wanted to bring it to your attention is because it's a pretty solid game, and as far as I know, it still remains a PS Vita exclusive. And one in particular that I don't really hear that many people talking about. But be warned, it is Japan only as far as its release goes. But yeah, I can't really comment on it more than that just because I don't know anything about the source material, and every time I try to look up info online, it's always in Japanese. But I will say, the combat is really solid. There is a little bit of frame rate issues here and there, nothing that kills the game though, but with multiple cast of characters, fun boss fights, a pretty nifty leveling up system, and a magical girl theme that kind of reminds me of Madoka Magica, and also its cool attention to details, as for instance, there's a character in this game that is disabled, so the only way she's able to get around the levels when she has, transformed into her magical outfit is by way of having her, I guess, magical powers assist her in being only able to jump instead of actually walk, with part of her outfit being the thing that is holding her up. Might be an annoyance for some gamers out there, but for me personally, I love that attention to detail. Yeah, I say try this one out if you're into imports. I just realized something. This video was very, very heavy on waifus. I like that. I can dig it. But guys, I would love to know, of course, because it's that part of the video, what games you recommend that you love that are RPGs on the Vita. Had you heard of any of these? Do you have your own personalized list that you would love to share down in the comments? If so, please do, because I would love to hear from you. Unless, of course, they're better than mine. I was just joking before. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. This video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people who help make this content possible, including Smug Wolf, Hector Gonzalez, Robert Sylvester, VG Legends, Sakib Alam, Kayonko, Michael O'Connor, 1488 Dental, Burzin Mystery, Juan M. Hermosillo, Azumara, Eric DeWitt, Nintendo Switch at 2 AM, Colossus, Tasha Monty, Donut Valley, Crazy Cat, Mazgus, Ricardo Martinez, Rizal Pliskin, Jamie, Matt Hargett, Dr. Super Artie, Makis Blob, Robert Johnson, B Mystery, Zecrito, Frayden, Matt Fox, Reiko Star, Joseph Razmick, Shin Snake, Neo Arashi, Milk Sama, Bushin Ryu Cat, Alan Iwazuk, David Ray, Wendy K, Hemdall Imbert, Gutter Drums, Skulshur Tugel TCG, Adam Thury, Per Sterner, E-Rock, JR, Kyle Brooks, Saul Ramirez, Phantom XRS, Rodrigo Vera, Aaron Swanson, Heston Joseph, Kevin Enright, Jared Haddo, Joshua Williams, Clayton Malarkey, BMF, Larry Anderson, 8-Shitter, Jelly, Lore Sweeney, Richard Cruz, PS Vita S, Adam Sondi, and Hero Acer. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screen here, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. Likes and shares can help equally as much. So, by show of hands here, how many of you all think that every video going forward should be all about waifus? No? No one? Just me? Really? What?